Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? Happy Friday, happy Friday. Hope you all are having a great day. I myself having a good day. And Sunday, go back to work tomorrow. And I'm here doing a review, not review, another book audio lesson, not audio lesson, book audio session of 10,000 Hours with a Rich Menace. We almost close to the end, so we continue on where we left off. So if you have not catch up, my books, listening audio sessions on my YouTube. It's different. It's like I did 5 other videos already before this one. This is the 6th one. So catch up on them, listen to them. It's audio. I get my commentary after I'm listening to it. And that's that. After this, I will be watching the Traders finale in the reunion. So come join me there. But until then, hey, replay game. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. I really appreciate new subscribers. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new and enjoy the content and whatnot. The Married to Medicine, the Bell Collective, the Traders Review, all will be done next week. Yes, I was pushing it back, but hey, it is what it is. I got things done. Last week I did America Next Top Model documentary review. So go on my channel, look at that. And further ado, let's start with this book because I don't want to take too long. Depends who was on. I may do an hour or two. Depends on whoever's come on and interact or not. Then I'll shorten it. But we'll see how it goes.
Never this. Feeling a woman rub your beard while humming softly. Wonder was like a melatonin because half the time I didn't eat.
22. Stevie. I thought getting on the jet for the very first time to head to Italy for the very first time as well was enough. Getting my pussy and ass ate while being all the way in the sky was something that I never had imagined. Maverick was downright addicted to me and couldn't resist himself. If he needed to smell me to avoid going to choke the pilot, I would sit on his face to avoid that. The minute he slammed that phone on the armrest and tossed that $3,000 computer to the other side of the jet, then blinked his eyes open and closed, I knew he was gone. While I should have been running to the other side where Duke and Kai were, I remained near him. He wasn't going to hurt me, and as crazy as it sounded, I knew he wouldn't hurt me. I don't know why he turned me on when he referred to my vagina as his. It was giving possessive, and I couldn't lie and say that I didn't like it because...
You know, we all like that. When you got somebody you feeling and they say, who think it's this? Who snatches this? Who think it's this? So you say it's yours, Danny, it's your mommy. It's like you say it's yours. So yeah, I know that is a turn on, like when you're in the act.
Because I did. This was a man that had big fucking energy, and it took me to calm him down. I almost wanted to pat my pussy through my leggings, because wouldn't that make me a big dog too? Either way, I knew the conversation wasn't good, and that didn't look good for Ray. Instead of him trying to fix the mess he was in, he went and messed it all up. The one thing I kept thinking about was how he put my life in jeopardy. He didn't know what Maverick would have done to me. I could have very well been killed too, and he didn't care to try and rescue me either. Didn't I deserve to be rescued after saving him and Priscilla's life? Not that I needed to be, but the option would have been nice. Just like as a child, he had let me down for the last time. I couldn't save him. It wasn't my job to make a grown man do right, and Ray never wanted to do right. Even when he was given the chance to make right on his decisions, he would always choose the wrong option. We had to make a stop in France, Mr. Caselli. The jet has some issues. and we don't want to continue on until we figure them out. We decided to land in Paris, so you can enjoy a few days, and then hopefully this will be fixed. Maverick looked at the pilot and nodded his head. I held my breath, scared this man was going to fly off the handle again. Heard you. He nodded and then went back to the front while I looked out the window at a black SUV pulling up on the side of the jet, and then another car with a light on top following behind. Are we in trouble or something? Nah, customs. They coming to look at our passports and shit before allowing us off the jet. He nonchalantly replied. I guess you would be nonchalant when this was your life. He was used to this, and all of this was new to me. Oh, we don't go into the airport? Not when you're a Caselli. I continued to look out the window.
I know that's right. You better have connections. Shoot.
Out the window. Lots of perks when it comes to the Caselli name. You don't even know the half. We went through customs and were granted access off the jet. I was excited to go to Italy, but the detour didn't bother me in the least. Seeing the Eiffel Tower in person had me so excited. One of my favorite movies was Ratatouille, so being in the country the movie took place in was a dream to me. Menace held my hand as he helped me in the back of the SUV, quieter than usual. I was sure he had a lot on his mind, and I didn't want to disturb him, so when he got into the car, I took his hand and just enjoyed the scenery as we drove further away from the airport. I felt his lips on the back of my hand, and I smiled at him. You okay? Yeah. If you're not okay, you can tell me that too. He gave my hand another kiss, and then looked forward as we headed to what I assumed was our hotel. It was still hard getting used to that this was my life right now. There was this feeling of royalty whenever you were with Menace. He had this walk and aura that told you that he was money, and he wasn't someone you fucked with. When people met him, they immediately called him sir and rushed to do whatever he wanted, even if he didn't want anything. Climbing onto a jet with custom embroidered seats with the Caselli crest was something you only ever experienced in movies. The family had a damn crest. You didn't have to ask twice for anything when you were Menace Caselli. Hell, you didn't have to ask once because these people acted like they could read his mind. He kept this unbothered, blank expression on his face, as if he didn't give a fuck what anybody was saying to him. I mean, he really didn't give a fuck about what they were saying. Half the time, he would sigh right in their face like it wasn't rude. Rules and manners didn't apply to him because when you had as much money as he did, people fell all over your feet to please you. He wore a dark pair of Louis Vuitton glasses so they couldn't see his eyes, which added to the mystery that he already was. The fact that he was dressed down in sneakers and sweats but had the bank account that he had puzzled these folks. You know they say Paris is the city of love. Oh yeah? Uh-huh. Love! I belted out the words to Keisha Cole's song, and both Duke and the driver jumped, turning around to look. Keep your fucking eyes on the damn street, Duke barked at the driver, who quickly turned around. Maverick smirked. You crazy, Wonder. How about we warn a nigga before doing some shit like that? Duke chuckled as he shook his head. When we arrived at the hotel, we were greeted upon arrival. Wilshire, Paris was beautiful, and I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that I was actually in Paris. When I called Skylar earlier to tell her Maverick was taking me away, she was so excited for me. Me and Skylar were always happy for one another, no matter what was going on in our personal lives. When she was jet-setting around the world, I was happy for her. Even with me going through my own shit, I was excited that she was living her life. The girl was always on the go, so seeing her send pictures enjoying herself made me happy. I prayed that she got back to that again, and she could let down her guard and welcome love in again. I held on to Maverick as the manager greeted us at the hotel and then took us right up to our room through the back. Checking in at the main desk didn't exist when it came to Maverick. The main desk came up to our suite to check us in while I watched him look around the room and inspect the room. I didn't know if I should scream or cry. The Eiffel Tower was right there in front of us. We had a view of it from all rooms in this suite. Mr. Caselli, we have you with us for 2 nights. That will be $36.50. $3,600 for this suite? That's amazing. The woman stared at me as if she wanted to ask me, "Oh, is you cool?" $36,000, wonder. Maverick replied and handed over.
I said the same thing, 3,600. Okay. But she said 36,000. Oh, hell no, I would have faked. Good on. Relax. I'm over. Dang. Wait, my money I spending. Go ahead, boo. Get the room.
Over the credit card. She easily slid the card on her device. I need a cleaning staff up here now. Is it not to your liking, Mr. Caselli? Obviously not. I need to see them clean it in front of me. She finished checking us in and smiled. Very well, Mr. Caselli. I went out onto the terrace and took everything in. Quickly pulling my phone out, I FaceTimed Skylar. She answered and was chewing in the phone, and the background didn't look like our apartment. Where are you? In my business. Why you in ours? I heard Corleone's voice in the background. She put her head down to hide from me giving her that look. Makes a lot of sense why you didn't want to FaceTime me earlier. Come to think about it, you were whispering earlier too. Skylar was laughing so hard as she covered her face. It's 9 in the morning, Stevie. What do you want? She continued to laugh. Are you in a bed? I am in my business. Stevie! I heard Estella in the background, and then her face came to view. I miss you. I miss you too, my favorite girl. How about when I come back, we spend the whole day together, okay? Okay. She jumped off the bed, and then her mother got back into the camera. I watched as she climbed out the bed and saw a peek of Corleone in the bed beside her on his laptop. Estella was shoving a fake cup of tea to his mouth. Dang, Estella, this cup tastes better than the other one. He lied, because nothing was in her teacups, but she loved for us to tell her she made the best tea. The door closed behind her, and she was in the bathroom. I called to tell you about Maverick, and you are apparently busy. What happened? I had a panic attack at work, Stevie. Everything that has been going on caused the attack, and I couldn't breathe. I still had to pick up Estella, and I didn't know what to do. Picking up the phone and calling me would have been an option. She sighed. He was the first person that came to mind when my coworker asked me who to call. He dropped everything and came to me. Went to pick Estella up and then brought me to his condo in the city. I listened to her whisper on the phone. What does this mean? Nothing. All I ever hear is you telling me, read the room, Stevie. I'm now telling you the same thing. If this man is the only person, not your cousin who would have dropped everything, that you could think to call, that means something. Everything means something, though. I looked at her. Girl, you're starting to sound like me. You want to be with that man, and you are fighting it because you're scared. If Keyshawn wants to play games, then let him play them. You have people that will pull up, the legal way, of course, and handle it. She nodded her head. Where are you? Paris. I spun the phone around, giving her the view that I was witnessing in person. We had to make a pit stop because of something with the jet. Ooh, look at you. So, I have a list of things that I need. You know things are cheaper over there. Wait, they are? I asked, as I watched her walk back into the room and get on the bed. Girl, yes, girl math. I will text you the list of things I want, and then let me know how much. Money in your account already, Corleone said. She playfully rolled her eyes. You know I have my own money, right? My money is you and Jeffy's money. Wish you stop playing and take the credit card I got you. How can anyone...
Shoot, you had to tell me twice. I get it. As long as you don't think I'm paying you back. Mm-hmm.
Can anyone argue with that? I chuckled. How is he, Stevie? Corleone asked. I sighed. Quiet. He got some news on the jet, and he's been quiet since getting it. I got the same news. Shit is fucked up. I could hear the hurt in his voice as he spoke about the news he had also received. Well, I wanted to show you that familiar cologne lingered, and those muscles were what I gripped as he tossed me over his shoulder. Hi, Menace, Skylar laughed. What up, Menz? He ignored them. Wonder, you done on the phone? Not you ignoring us. You know what? Goodbye. Skylar laughed in the camera. I love you, Stevie Ray. Caselli, Menace corrected her.
Ooh, I know that's right. But we ain't married yet, bitch. You know, we trying to give you your last name yet. You gotta put a ring on his finger. And if you like, you gotta put a ring on it. Like, come on now.
I love you, Stevie Caselli. She corrected herself and smiled in the camera. Don't forget that we have those tickets for Zay's birthday party at that new club, she reminded me. We had bought those tickets months ago because snagging concert tickets was nearly impossible, and this was the next best thing. Oh, I forgot about those. Same. They sent a little reminder email letting everyone know it was still happening. I'll let you go. Love ya, she said, and ended the call, while Menace continued to carry me back inside. As he carried me through the suite, I saw why it cost as much as it did. It had 4 bedrooms, a terrace that spanned the entire suite, and this view alone was worth the price. We made it to the main bedroom, and he lowered me onto the ottoman in front of the bed. To know Maverick was to know that absolutely no outside clothes were allowed on the bed. 2 days in Paris. What are we going to get into? This all on you. I've been a bunch of times, so I want to do what you want. I gasped. Can we go to the Louvre, please? We can. I smiled, excited that I would be able to see the Mona Lisa in person. For years, I had been able to see pictures, never the real thing. Being in the same room would go in my mental bucket list that I kept. Do you want to talk about that phone call that you got? Rather discuss me eating your pussy again.
Ooh.
He said,
Damn minutes, you gotta stop going to this. You got some surprising me like that. It just gave me out. It just came out of nowhere sometimes with you. Dang.
Sat down beside me and kissed me on the cheek, trying to change the conversation. Mavi. Wanda. I sucked my teeth, allowing the name to slide because I didn't want to switch the subject. Seriously. I want to keep you and what I do separate, baby. This life ain't for everybody, and I don't want that shit crossing into what we building. I would never keep you in the dark, but let me handle this. I looked out at the view. I've been trying to come to terms of losing my father. Not an easy thing to come to terms with. Still coming to terms with losing my own, and it's been years. I reached for his hand and squeezed it. I'm not going to leave you, Maverick. He needed that reminder because I knew he worried. It didn't matter how cool he played it. He worried about if I would leave after he killed Ray. I was the child. It was never my responsibility to keep saving this man. All my life, I had wanted that fatherly love from him, something that told me that he loved his daughter, and I never got it. Everything took priority but fatherhood. My mom fought for me when I was younger, wanting me to have that fatherly bond. I learned a long time ago that it wasn't her fight, and it wasn't mine either. You had to want to be a parent. Nobody could make you be that. And when it came to wanting to be a parent, Ray didn't want that. You're not going to choose me over your pops, Wonder. I already did. Why? Because I am in love with you, Maverick.
Ooh.
I can't even think of leaving you, even though that was all I wanted to do when I first met you. The thought of you sitting in that house alone before you met me brings tears to my eyes. You are complicated, and some days I want to choke you because why can't you just fucking flush the toilet once? But those are the things that I love. You aren't weird, baby. You are unique. Different isn't a flaw, it's a feature. He kissed the back of my hand.
Oh, blah, bellissima, girl. Damn, that was word. That was a word. Yes, girl. Oh, that was nice.
I love you too, Stevie. I allowed him to pull me onto his lap and hugged him. I'm not that bad for a mail-ordered bride, huh? I watched as he shook his head. Why the fuck you always gotta say some wild shit? I rubbed his beard before kissing his cheek. Now, what are we going to get into today? A bath. I want to take one with you. I smiled. Can we order room service and eat in the tub? From the look on his face, he would have rather eat hot coal and washed it down with bleach. Yeah. Recommendation. Listen to All Night by Beyonce. Listen in at 3 minutes 9 seconds in the bathtub scene. I unpacked my clothes as Maverick went to handle a call on the terrace. While he was out there, the housekeeper ran our bath. Our room was like a glass box. The tub was in the corner with the most perfect view of the Eiffel Tower. Then when you walked into the bedroom, the same view followed you. Housekeeping left, and I ordered our room service while Maverick finished up his conversation. I was already in my robe, and he kissed me on his way into the bathroom. I cracked the terrace door in the bedroom to get that fresh breeze when we finished with our bath. Before going into the bathroom, room service came, so I let them in. Grabbing the bottle, the cigar, and my hamburger, I juggled all of that while going into the bathroom. Maverick was already in the tub when I entered the bathroom, and the lights were off, with candles illuminating the room. They sent my cigar? Yep. I handed it to him along with the lighter, and he wasted no time lighting it up and pulling on it until it became lit. Don't pop your eye out, Wonder. Trying not to. By the time I popped the champagne and ate a few fries, I slowly took my robe off. Maverick's full attention was on me. Your body is fucking beautiful, baby. Really? I smiled. Yeah, come in here. He held my hand while I climbed in and sank down below the bubbles. Even though the jet had problems, this is nice, right? Better with you, Stevie. Do you mean that? He flicked bubbles at me. You know I do. Why you so far? I watched as he blew smoke, looking so damn handsome. He held his arms open as he pulled me onto him, and I kissed his face. Can I try? He held the cigar as I took a large pull, damn near choking up a lung. Maverick had to put the cigar out because I was choking so bad. Damn, Wonder, I said try it, not choke the shit down, he said, in between pats on my back while I felt like I was about to lose my lung. It was sad to be able to go to Paris and then lose your lung all at the same time. I'm all right. I accepted the champagne and choked it down to help with the burning sensation in my chest. I was trying to be sexy. Yeah, and almost fucking died. He started laughing as he looked at the view that was in front of us. Don't even care about that view. No? 'Cause I got this one. My cheeks were about to burn off with how hard I was blushing. Rubbing his face, I stared into his eyes. My favorite thing about him was his lashes. Every time he looked down, his eyes looked as if they were closed. He held my waist with one hand on my ass as I rubbed his beard. You're beautiful, Maverick. Oh, yeah. I kissed every part of his face. Yes. I know there are some things that you have gone through that makes you feel less than that. But to me, you are beautiful. Every flaw, quirk, and part of you is beautiful to me. He took me in as he held me tighter. Where did you come from, Stevie? I smiled. It started with me being in the Bahamas. We both started laughing. I'm trying to come to terms that I have you and I deserve you. That's not a you problem, it's a me problem. Want to know what I think? Always want to know what you think. He kissed my neck as I messed with his chain, while the flashing lights from the tower reflected off the glass and his face. Since my mother passed away, I always asked for a sign from her. I felt like I could never get a sign from her, anything telling me that I was on the right path and doing it right. He removed my hair from my face. Doing what right? Life. I want to say that I think you were the sign, Maverick. I mean, she could have been less dramatic, but I guess she had to make a grand gesture since she had been ignoring me. I never asked my parents for a sign. Never felt like I needed one. If your mom's made our paths cross, then I wish I could thank her in person. I snorted. This is going to sound dark as shit. Please don't judge me. Tell me. She made our paths cross, had me fall in love with you, and you are going to take Ray out. This is his karma. She wanted her baby girl to have protection, and I never got it from the one man that was supposed to protect me. He let out a deep, hearty laugh with his head tossed back.
I know that's like, get that bitch. I don't care about him. F out of here. He wasn't no father then. He ain't no father now.
That's some dark shit, Wonder. I'm saying, doesn't it seem like it though? Hell yeah. But she's right about one thing, and that is, her baby girl will always be protected, being Menace Caselli's wife. Niggas won't even think twice when it comes to you, Wonder. His weird wife. Fuck it. They already think I'm weird. He smirked, showing me his perfect white teeth. His smile was so beautiful, and I wished he did it more. Do you really love me, Mavi? Maverick softly kissed my lips. I do, Wanda. Okay. You love me? It was my turn to kiss his lips. I do, Mitchell. Okay. Looking away, I looked back into his eyes. I want to give you my virginity. His brow raised. Oh, yeah? I'm ready. How you know I'm ready? I snorted. You've done this before, plenty of times. Not with you, Stevie. He kissed my neck and wrapped his arms around me as I held on to him. This moment couldn't have been more perfect, and although I was a woman already, I was ready to become his woman and give him my most precious gift.
23. Menace. Recommendation. Listen to Forever by Damage. Since Wonder started sleeping in the bed with me, I couldn't remember what it felt like to sleep alone. When I went on that 2-day business trip, I tossed and turned all night wanting her next to me, wanting to lay on her as she rubbed my beard while I fell asleep. I had gone so long without affection from the opposite sex that this shit was better than sex. People confused affection with sex, and I had gotten plenty of sex through the years. Never this. Feeling a woman rub your beard while humming softly. Wonder was like a melatonin, because half the time I didn't need my scotch to put me to sleep. Soon as I climbed into the bed with her, she opened her legs, allowing me to get between them and lay on her. No words were ever exchanged because she was learning me. Her hands always found their way into my beard, and then she hummed the words to Fire and Desire, or Interference. I only knew the second one because she was humming so hard, I thought she was about to have a heart attack, and then she told me the song. Since Angelica, I closed my heart to ever allowing someone inside. I've had relationships throughout the years, and they never lasted. If you were not worthy, then you were replaceable. And half the time, those bitches were replaceable. I could find another one of them without even trying. Stevie wasn't. I couldn't go out there and find another her, because there was only one of her. There wasn't another woman that talked to herself and then answered herself. She always searched my eyes to see if I was right. Didn't matter what we were talking about. She would pause and search my eyes. At first, I didn't understand what she was doing until I caught myself doing the same thing when I looked into hers. I always wanted to know if she was all right, and I never gave a fuck what anybody was feeling. The whole purpose of the stop in Paris wasn't because the jet had problems. I was going to propose to Wonder. This shit started out on a rocky start, and because she didn't want a typical wedding, I wanted her to have a proposal she would always remember. A proposal that I had planned and didn't use Jeffy in anything. Even when she tried, I locked her ass out of my email, which nearly made her break out into hives. She didn't know when it was happening until I told her to get the jet fueled. Wonder didn't give a fuck about the money I could blow on her. It was my time that meant more to her than the gifts and the money. I loved her little weird ass, and I wanted to make her happy. As someone who could give a fuck about anybody's happiness, mine included, when it came to Stevie's happiness, I cared a whole fucking lot about hers. I loved to hear her laugh and see her smile. It was my favorite thing about her. Damn, I loved her little snort before she laughed more than anything. The thought of not having her with me drove me up the wall. Even now, I was laying on her and could feel her hand on me, and I was over here becoming angry at the thought of not having her with me. Lifting my head, I watched as she slept. Her hair was always everywhere. A few pieces were in her face as I slid between her legs and softly pecked her lips. After a few, her eyes fluttered, and a smile came across that face. Morning, Mavi. Her soft voice caressed my eardrums. I kissed her lips again as she roped her arms around my neck. Morning, Wonder. I'm gonna need you to leave me alone, 'cause this is my quiet hour. She yawned and then started to laugh. Wonder couldn't even keep quiet because she busted out laughing. You ain't gotta worry about that. I'm gonna be real quiet with what I'm gonna do to you. It was the sheepish grin that came across her face. Doing that? Uh-huh, I said as I sucked on her neck, and she held me tighter. You ready for that, baby? Yes. She kissed my shoulder. I lifted my head and searched her eyes, and she wanted this. It took nothing for me to pull her panties down and come out my briefs. I pulled her tank top from her body as she lay in my arms naked, her full breast staring at me as she looked up at me with those beautiful fucking eyes. I remember the first time that I saw her face, when that bag was removed from her face. Even then, never knowing anything other than her being Skylar's cousin, I was drawn to her. What's wrong? Nothing. Absolutely nothing, baby. Sure? She was so pure, untouched. Nobody has had her. Only me. There wasn't another man on this planet that could say he touched my wife. It was like she was preserved for me. I was supposed to take her virginity and love her. Positive. You want me to take your virginity, Stevie? I need to hear you tell me, babe. She reached up and kissed my lips slowly. I want you to take my virginity, Mavi.
Go slowly. I know that's right. Take my virginity. Now.
Wide open with the sun crashing into the room because she wanted me to keep the shades open and the music playing through the night. Shit like that would have usually set me off, and with her it didn't matter. Yeah, I spent a little time trying to get to sleep, but I would do it again for wonder. She could ask me to kidnap the Pope, and I would be on my way to the Vatican with my shiesty mask ready to grab that old man. There were no bounds when it came to how far I would go for this woman. I kissed her neck, working my way down to her breast. Taking her nipple into my mouth, I rotated between both of them as she squirmed. My hand made its way down to her opening, feeling how wet she was for me. Her legs widened for me as I massaged her pussy before inserting a finger inside of her. She gasped when I added another finger. Maybe, she moaned. What up? Tell me something, Wonder. I want to feel you inside of me, maybe. You'll go slow. I kissed her lips, the slowest. You feel how wet you are for me, baby? Yes. Ain't nobody ever going to experience this, right? No, maybe. I sucked her lip. Stevie, I will kill a nigga for even looking your way. She stared me in the eyes. I know, maybe. My ass wanted to go back to the warehouse and beat every last one of my workers for even calling her beautiful. I don't give a fuck if I asked the question or not, either. I was a conflicted nigga because I wanted the world to see how beautiful my wife was. At the same time, I wanted to end whoever thought she was. I stared down at her as my dick teased her opening, ready to push myself into her. Tell me if you want me to stop. Kay. This was her first time. As much as I wanted to fuck her in the sauna that day, she deserved better. Any other bitch would have gotten fucked wherever I wanted. Not her. I took her out the country to lose her virginity. If anything came out of this, I wanted to say I conceived my baby in Paris with my wife. Distracting her, I sucked on her lips and kissed on her neck as I pushed myself into her slowly. Slowly, inch by inch, I pushed myself into her, trying not to fucking cry myself. She was so tight that she held onto my shoulder as I continued to push into her. I felt her body tense up and paused. She stared into my eyes with watery eyes. I can stop, baby. Tell me you want me to stop, and we can try again another time. I kissed her cheek, letting her know it was all right. No, keep going, please. I kissed her lips, tasting her salty tears. Tell me why you crying. I really love you, Maverick. You taking my virginity means something to me. I've held on to it my whole life, and you are who I want to give it to. You defended it before you even knew me. Never once tried to claim it as yours, baby. Mav, you protected me when you didn't have to. She reached up with both her hands and wiped my face. Fuck, Wonder. You got me crying in some pussy. I am not at...
Is that good? Boom, boom, the tight, got the more at the cheek. Phone, take a picture. Hey.
Not any pussy, Mitchell. She screwed her face up. Kissing her lips, I said, Nah, you not. You're my wife. Ain't no other pussy out there like this one. She held onto my shoulders as I continued to push further into her. Her teeth bit down on my bottom lip as I slowly pulled out and pushed back inside of her while she maneuvered her body for me to fit. It was so tight that I was second guessing who the virgin was. I was about to nut already, and we hadn't even gotten anywhere. You gotta talk to me, baby. How'd that feel? It hurts a little, but not bad. It's gonna hurt before it feels good, okay? I kissed her neck as she squeezed my neck and allowed me to continue stretching her out. Relax your body. You too tense. The worst is over. I already popped that cherry. I roughly kissed her lips, and she reached up to kiss me again. This wasn't the time to break her back and have her screaming my name. She wanted this to happen, and I was honored that she wanted to give it to me. It was a fucking honor for a woman to want to give a man anything. That was the reason I got pissed when men thought they could take or do shit to women. Like their bodies belonged to them, and they had the...
Exactly, right? Sure, you don't be surprised when you ask for it, they most likely give it to you. But no, people want to take, and I don't like that.
To make decisions over them. Even homie that did what he did to Zoya. She thought you were worthy of having her in that way, and you went and betrayed her. When Priscilla offered my baby's virginity up on a platter to save her own life, it wasn't hers to fucking offer. Like she had the right to offer it out. Like Stevie's feelings didn't matter. I watched her father, and although he didn't know it was Stevie at first, he would have gotten on board too. She never had anyone to protect her since her mother passed, and I was stepping into that space for her. You are the most precious thing to me, Stevie Caselli. Removing that man's name from hers was the first order of business for me. She was always meant to be a Caselli, even before I had met her. I wasn't heavy into signs like she was, but I knew my parents centered me. They knew I needed her, and because they couldn't be here, they sent her in their place. You're so big, Maverick. She adjusted her body again. I rolled over on my back and put her on top of me. She held onto my chest as she lowered herself down onto me. You're gonna be taking this dick like a pro real soon, I gritted, feeling like she had my dick in a vice grip. Holding my chest, she moved slowly. I'm not ready to ride it, baby. I kissed her hands as I rubbed her breast and then held her waist. I'm on your time, Wonder. You can go as slow as you need to. Like that.
Yeah, control your pace. Let you be in control.
Like this, nice and slow. Unclench your shoulders and get out your head. She followed my advice and slowly started riding my dick. Her breast slowly bounced up and down as she stared down at me to see if she was doing it right. I continued to hold her waist and directed her on how to ride. The pain she felt was slowly fading, and she was starting to feel good. Her curly hair was all over her head as her breast slapped against her chest, and her nails dug into my chest the more she moved. Fuck, yeah, look at you fucking in front of the tower. You look so fucking sexy, Wonder. I do. Fuck. I slapped her ass and she moaned. You like that shit? Uh-huh. She leaned down and started sucking on my lips before I slipped my tongue into her mouth. Holding her hips, I slammed her down onto my dick while we continued to suck on each other's tongues. Shit, Wonder. Pussy's so fucking good. Shit. Fuck. I gripped her ass and slammed her down each time, and she moaned out. Her curls tickled my nose as she continued to kiss on my neck while I finished the job for her. I felt myself about to come, and I looked at her, kissing her in the mouth. She leaned back and bounced up and down while running her hands through her hair. I flipped her back over and slid right into her while her mouth curved, and she scratched my back. Why the fuck you so sexy, Wonder? Got me ready to lock your ass in the closet. Shit. You gonna come for me, baby? Mappy, right there. She cooed as I lifted her leg, and I started beating that pussy harder. I half expected her to be ready to tap out after, and she was massaging her breast, which had my dick about to explode. Pinch your nipples for me, baby. I played with the other between my teeth as I continued to fuck the shit out of her.
Yeah, pinch your nipples. The nipples is what it is, y'all. Yeah, there we start. Every night time my business. I know you're gonna look at this and say, Mizzle, look at you.
I'm right there, baby. I'm about to fucking shit. I didn't finish my sentence because we both came at the same time. Her arms hugged my neck as I kissed her face while I felt my dick releasing all my soldiers up in her. This wasn't about Rod Meek and Ghost saying I needed an heir. It was about this woman carrying my name and legacy. Two things I ain't never gave a fuck about, but Stevie had to be the one to do it. I couldn't see nobody else having that name, or carrying a stomach full of Menace Jr. Think I might name him Menace, Dennis maybe. I kissed her neck, and she pulled her head back. Mitchell, you are really crazy. Why would you ever tell me you want to lock me in a closet and then name our kid Dennis the Menace? I roughly kissed her lips. Baby, you already knew I was crazy before I stood up in you. Shouldn't have let me taste it. Matter of fact, lift your legs up so we know the sperm get into the egg. Maverick, please be serious. She started laughing and hugged me around the neck, kissing me on the lips. Mavi, you took my virginity. Wonder, you gave it to me. Put that shit in my pocket. Ain't no getting away from me now. Hear me? Mitchell. You fucking heard me, Wanda. My dick was still in her, And seeing that look she gave me had me getting hard again. When Stevie looked at me, you could see that her words weren't just that. Everything she said, she meant that shit. I love you. She rubbed the side of my face. And I love you. Recommendation: listen to Fire and Desire by Rick James. After I had to spin the block and get some more, we got ready for the day. All she kept talking about last night was the damn museum and how important it was to see the Mona Lisa in person. The funny-looking bitch wasn't even that fire for people to be coming all over the world to see it. Since I wanted to do anything that Wonder wanted, I made some calls and was able to shut down the Louvre for the day. The last time some shit like that happened was when Beyonce and Jay-Z shut it down to shoot their video. The Parisian man on the phone kept asking me what I wanted to film, and I almost told him that I wanted to bend my wife over in front of Mona Lisa and fuck the shit out of her. But I heard Jeffy's voice in the back of my head. After a little back and forth and a whole lot of money, I got that bitch shut down. I waited in the living room for her to finish getting ready. Wanda came out wearing a pair of jeans, sneakers, and a beret. The beret was a non-negotiable, apparently. She had a crossbody bag on, and when she spun around, I wanted to tell her to take the pants back. Her ass was something in anything, but the way her ass was poking in those jeans was truly something else. You hate the outfit? Nah, you look cute, mama. She smiled. Cargos, no sweats? I shrugged, figured I needed to be dressed decent to see the Mona Lisa. I wore a pair of cargo pants, a t-shirt, and my favorite pair of Chicago ones. Was the material from the cargos driving me up the wall? Yeah, I liked how sweats felt on my body and always had. For my baby, I would wear a potato sack if she wanted me to. Prada sunglasses courtesy of your angry spending? She laughed. Yes, it felt good to buy these for no damn reason, too. They go with my outfit. I walked over toward her and kissed her forehead. You go with my outfit. Now is the time for me to do my fake vlogging. She pulled her phone out and recorded a little video introduction. I peeped how she didn't record me in her video and kissed her head. My baby knew that her man was a ghost and that I only appeared when I was cold. After she got her footage, we headed to the museum. We held hands as we walked in the front, and she looked around confused. Where are the people? I watch videos on this museum, and it gets so many visitors a day. Duke trailed behind us as we made our way into the museum. The man I had spoken to earlier was waiting for us. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Selly. It's an honor to have you with us today. We have tour guides if you would like one. Are we the only people here today? Yes, madame. Your husband has shut the museum down for you. A special lady. He smiled a little too hard at her, and I looked at him, and he corrected his smile. Wanda whipped around and stared at me with wide eyes. A whole museum, Mavi? The man winked and then took off, leaving us alone. I'll shut the whole country down for you, Wanda. She hugged me and I kissed the top of her head, feeling her itchy-ass beret against my skin. We have so much ground to cover. I watched as she took one of the maps. I grew up in private schools, so they taught everything about the arts. I've even attended more than a few art auctions and bought pieces of art that I had no interest in. This wasn't something I would have done with my time, but I wanted to be here and experience this with her. How the fuck could I not be excited when she was over here doing her little stomping excitement dance because we were here? The man came from the other end, and he was talking to Wonder, while me and Duke walked behind him. Duke laughed, and I looked over at him. Care to share what's so funny with the class, Duke? I ain't never seen you like this with a woman. Boss, you want to be in Steve-O's skin, and you not even like that. She's special. Ain't no one like her. I watched as she laughed with the museum's manager as he walked us through the museum. He nodded his head in agreement. You struggle with feeling like you don't need love. I'm telling you that you need it, and you need her. She makes you a better person, calmer, makes the house lighter. Heard you. As we inched near the Mona Lisa, I became nervous. I rubbed my hands as we came near, and she grew more excited to see that picture. The ring in my pocket felt like a weight as we got closer. Mavi, do you hear that? She stopped and looked around. I pretended like I didn't hear her favorite song playing throughout the museum. Nah, what you hear? Fire and Desire. You don't hear it, Duke? He looked around and then nodded his head. Yeah, I hear it. Boss, you don't hear it? I smiled. How they know this is your favorite song? We were in front of the Mona Lisa, and she didn't give a damn. She was trying to get to the bottom of how they knew to play this song. When she turned around to the manager, I pulled the ring out of my pocket and got down on one knee. Something I just knew I would never do. Marriage was never in the cards for me. And even when Ryan Ghost told me that it was something that had to happen, that shit felt like a death sentence. This didn't feel like that. I ain't never felt lighter and sure of someone in my entire life. Loving and protecting her was my only job. Helping her accomplish her mental bucket list was all I cared about these days. Duke stood back as we listened to her ramble to the manager about how much he loved the song. Stevie, she quickly turned around and then jumped back when she saw me on my knee. Matthew, what are you doing? Baby, what else it look like I'm doing? She slowly walked closer to me. I mean, I know what you're doing, but why are you on your knee doing it? I looked down at the box before staring up into her eyes. You are what home feels like to me, Wonder. My house has never felt like home until you came. I wanted to ignore how I felt about you, but I couldn't. You wouldn't allow me to. Always there with that smile on your face, being you. Baby, you are you without any apologies. You accept me and all that comes with me without judging me. Stevie, you are my safe place and my biggest trigger. You see past Menace and see me in a way that I never let anyone else see me. You love me with all my flaws and shit because you love me. You are my home, and I want this with you forever. I want to smell your pussy every time I need to calm down.
Why you gotta throw that in there in your proposal? Damn, man. Oh my God. He is a trip. He is a trip, man.
I want to eat that shit right now, too. This fucking man. I heard Duke laugh behind me while the director looked mortified by my choice of words. I want to hear you hum me to sleep while rubbing my beard every night. You got me fucked up. I can't even sleep without you next to me now. This started out one way, but I wanted to end another way. Stevie, will you spend forever with me? Never leave me? Her face was soaked as she stood there, kneeling down in front of me. Maverick Kojak Caselli, she started. I pulled away from her quickly. Why the fuck do you keep making up names, Wanda? That ain't even my middle name.
Maverick Kojak Caselli. Y'all just giving each other names. That is so funny.
I don't have a middle name. She snorted while laughing through her tears, holding my face. I want to make up names with you for the rest of my life. I want to love you and feel the love that you give me, Mitchell. I want to make your smoothies and separate your sauce from your chicken forever. She kissed my lips as I pulled her into my arms and hugged her ass so tight. I was so caught up that I forgot to put the ring on her finger. The Eaton name was full of traditions and keepsakes. I bought this ring a few weeks ago because I want this ring to be passed down in our family, the Caselli family. I want this ring to be passed down for years. My pop said I made the right choice. Did he? She stared at the emerald cut 24-karat engagement ring. This is beautiful, Mavi. I tossed the box to the side and slid the ring on her finger. I may or may not have sized her finger when she was asleep one night. Don't take this ring off, Wanda. I ain't playing with you. She flashed the ring to the manager, who smiled nervously. He was still on edge with the words I said and the way I tossed that ring box. Beautiful. The ring or her? I asked, and Wanda started to laugh. Stop, Mavi. What made you give me a ring? I got up from my knee and tried not to focus on the trillions of germs on my knees while I hugged her. I didn't like you walking around without one. I respect you not wanting a big wedding, but I would be damned if you didn't have a big-ass rock on your finger. And a new car, maybe?
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches on man. Yeah.
Or maybe so I can stop using yours. I kissed her lips. My cars are yours, Wonder. Good, because I scratched the Rolls Royce when I went to the mall. The person was too close, and I accidentally pulled in too close to them. Duke shook his head. We set a secret, Steve-O. Damn. The fuck? She quickly stood on her toes and kissed my lips. I love my ring, Mitchell. Wanda, you're gonna show me the scratch when we back home. She let out her obnoxious laugh that I had learned to love. Or I can let you smell something.
Ooh.
Your choice.
Oh, I know that's right. You better born it. I said, or you could do this. And I know you gonna smell that. You gonna smell that punani. You gonna smell that punani. F that boy's voice. You could get another one.
Suddenly, I didn't give a fuck about a scratch and was more concerned with my future wife. Core, did you do it? Me. Yeah. Core, congratulations, man. Love you. See you guys when you're back.
24. Stevie. I told you to pack the night before with me, and you wanted to wait until the morning. This shit is unacceptable, Wonder. Why the fuck would you ever do that shit to the toothpaste? All I heard was Maverick ranting as I came from under the covers. The sun nearly knocked me back because it was so bright in here. He was still going on, and it sounded like gibberish because I couldn't concentrate. So much was happening at one time as I held my hand up to silence him for a second. Huh? I can't hear. I don't have my glasses on. Hold on. I reached for my glasses and put them on. Maverick stood there for a second before he spoke. Wonder, that don't even make fucking sense. It makes a lot of sense to me. I can now hear you. What are you ranting about, Navi? I yawned as he pulled the toothpaste from behind his back. I fucked up. When Skylar told me that shit, I thought she was joking because she's slow. You let me slide up in you, take your virginity, and now I can't get rid of you because I'm all in love. All for you to do this. He walked closer to me and shoved the toothpaste tube in my face. What's wrong with it? Wanda, why the fuck are you strong-arming the damn toothpaste like this? You got 8 set of teeth up in that mouth? I would know, my dick been in there. I ain't feel extra sets of teeth where you would need to use this damn much and squeeze the shit like this. He was full on crashing out about the tooth.
He is going off about that toothpaste. Dang. Okay, man. Sorry. Shit.
About the toothpaste and was serious. I couldn't laugh because this was serious to him. Everything was still foggy as he paced with the tube in his hand and continued to rant. When there was a light tap at the door, I fell back onto the pillows, happy that he was done chatting about nothing. Who cared about the toothbrush to toothpaste ratio? What? He hollered, and Duke stood in the doorway staring at him because this was normal to him. He was used to this man going off at any little thing. I know you need to stop all that yelling. You sound crazy. I yawned. Ah! I screamed when he jumped onto the bed and was now in my face. Do I wonder? 'Cause I wouldn't be set off this early if you wasn't in there fucking the toothpaste. Then you out here teaching babies. My goddaughter do the same thing. What in the fuck is wrong with him? I looked at Duke, who shrugged his shoulders and waited for him to finish with me. Yo, boss, we got word on 2 things. Important. Maverick stared in my face, kissing me on the lips before climbing out the bed. You lucky I love you, Wonder. I could say the same. I yawned as I turned over and he left the room with Duke. Snatching my glasses off, I got comfortable again until I heard my future husband's voice rattle off the damn walls with how loud he was. Glass being broke followed as I leaned back up in the bed. Duke, if I get to that fucking jet, we not ready for takeoff. I'm fucking choking the pilot. On my dead mama. He stormed back into the room, slamming the door behind him, pacing in front of me. All he had to do was look at me, and I pulled the blankets from me as he climbed into the bed between my legs. Like I was his personal drug, he kissed the inside of my thighs as he nudged his nose in between my legs and inhaled, while I rubbed his head. Wanna talk about it, Mavi? Nigga killed one of the case house girls. He fucking killed Tiana. He continued to kiss the inside of my thigh and smell me. Everything inside this suite screamed expensive, so knowing that he was out there tossing things, if this is what he needed to calm down, then I was going to calm his ass down. No Amalfi Coast? He looked up into my eyes. I'm going to make it up to you. It's okay. Your girls are important. Was it my father? His look gave me my answer as I rubbed his head and leaned my head back. Ray was making more of a mess than anything. It was hard to feel bad and not want him dead when he was going around causing destruction for everyone. Then we go home. He kissed my thigh and looked up at me. We go home. I rubbed his head as he continued to kiss between my legs and quiet his thoughts. As much as I was looking forward to going to Italy, I knew he had business to handle, and that came first. Whenever we did go, I wanted his focus to be on just the two of us, nothing else. I almost felt bad for him as he trained hard listening to this same song on a loop. Taking a break from kicking the shit out of the little training device, he nodded his head to the song while he caught his breath. He did this every morning, never skipped a morning. I was slowly learning Menace, and I noticed he became more obsessive with things whenever he had a lot going on, and lately there had been a lot of things going on. His hands were constantly rubbing together, and he screamed on Lupita because she didn't have his smoothies ready at 3 a.m. Menace was out in full force, and I wanted whatever that was going on to be done so he could calm down. I watched him pop his medicine in the morning, and not even that helped. He had been down here since early this morning. I'm not sure he even went to bed last night and probably came straight in here to work out. I held a cup of coffee in my hand as I came in from my studio this morning, so I heard the familiar tune and found myself humming to it while I stood in the entrance of the massive, state-of-the-art gym. My $10 gym membership didn't have none of the equipment that he had. Maverick lived his life on a loop. Nothing changed. His home was the same exact way. His staff knew how he liked everything. There were no surprises in his life, and whenever there was hell to be paid. I think I had been the only change in his life. Morning, Wonder. He saw me before I could make my presence known. I was in the process of putting all the things I had bought when I went on my angry shopping spree away, and I fell asleep in my room. Menace hadn't gotten home by the time I woke up to pee, so I changed my clothes and climbed back into the bed. I also wanted to give him some space, too. Good morning. Is it quiet hour? I whispered. Why are you whispering? Answer the question first. Nah. I took a seat on one of the bikes and looked at him. How are you this morning? He turned, his chest glistening with sweat and tiredness in his eyes, which proved my theory that he hadn't slept. Didn't sleep last night, so came downstairs to work out. Why? He walked over toward me, took the coffee out of my hand to sit on the stand near the bike, and picked me up. What are you doing? I giggled as he held me in his arms, staring into my eyes. You know why I didn't sleep good. I do? I scanned my brain to figure out why he wouldn't be having a good night's sleep. I know you showered and probably counted your steps to the bed. 14. Actually, it's 29, I countered. You shorter than me. I take bigger steps. He continued to hold me up as I smiled at him. You wasn't in my bed. Why? Was giving you space, Maverick. I don't want to be overcrowding your space like I did before. See? I'm being mindful. Skylar says I don't read the room sometimes, and I'm trying to do that with you, but I don't know where I fit. I wanted to sleep in his room and be there when he came in. However, I was scared to do it. What if he came home and was pissed that I was in his space? After the way he blew up on me for ruining his quiet hour, I was learning my place when it came to sharing his space. At the end of the day, this was his home. He had curated every corner of this massive home to how he wanted it. Every part of this house reflected him, and it was his comfort. I was trying to figure out how I fit into this home and into his world without being annoying to him. You fit here. He lowered me until my ass touched his dick, and then he lifted me up again. In my bed, Wonder. Did I complain about you being in my space? Dog, I'm not trying to get to that point. I don't know if you know this or not, but Mitchell, your ass be tripping. Wanda, your ass be talking. See? He laughed and carried me out of the gym, across the hall where the sauna was. I don't want you to question where you fit in my life, Wanda. I told you where I want you. So let me come home and you not in that bed again, we gonna have a problem. I smiled. Okay. He kissed.
Okay, I got it. Lesson learned. I heard you. Period. Make sure you're in that bed every time.
He kissed me on the lips and closed the sauna behind us. Remember when you wanted to fuck me in here? I never said that. All I asked was a simple question, and you answered it. I looked away, and he pulled my face back to face him. Lowering me down, I could feel his dick fighting to get out his shorts. There was no other way that I could have imagined losing my virginity. Since I was a teen, I had sat back and envisioned what it would be like losing it to someone. Would there be flowers and a bunch of music while we stared into each other's eyes and promised forever to one another? I remember my mom found my journal, and I had journaled exactly how it would happen with Tony. I just knew he would be the man that would take my virginity, that I would be staring into his eyes while I gave him my most precious gift. Instead, it was Maverick who took it, and I had no regrets. He was so gentle, soft, and reassuring as he took something that I had been holding on to. As he pushed himself inside of me, removing the last of my innocence, the Eiffel Tower was right behind him. How many women can say they lost their virginity in front of the Eiffel Tower in Paris? Not too many, and Maverick did that for me. It was just as important to him as it was for me. Then the proposal. I got engaged in front of the Mona Lisa, and after seeing the size of the ring, that funky hoe didn't matter that much anymore. Can I fuck you, Wonder?
Not a funky hoe. Why she gotta be a funky hoe? Damn, Mona Lisa, you got your strays now.
He bit his bottom lip as he continued to hold me, and I looked at him all giddy. I kissed him. I'm going to meet with your sisters in a little while for brunch at Cora's condo. He kissed my neck, ignoring anything that I had to say as he pulled down his shorts, and I felt him pushing my panties to the side. Maverick sat down on the bench and looked at me while he slowly placed me on his dick, and I held on to his shoulders, softly moaning. I didn't understand why everyone in the world was so angry. Getting dick was the best thing next to crack. I never did crack, but the way it had people out here begging for it, I can imagine it was similar to having sex.
Now, like Whitney said, crack is whack. I make too much money to be smoking crack. Crack is whack. Don't even try it.
It was always a struggle having to adjust myself to Maverick's size. How can a man be this powerful, rich, handsome, and have a dick as big as his? I guess his only flaw was that he was a loony bin. A loony bin that knew how to fuck. Tell me what you were saying again.
It takes the crazy, it takes those type of people to give you the business. It give you the business. Those type of people give you the business. Yeah.
Wasn't listening. He smirked as he held onto my waist, and I bounced up and down on him. He bit down on his lip as he increased speed, slamming me down onto him harder. My breast slammed against my chest the harder that we went. Mavi, harder, I begged, and he did exactly what I wanted by slamming me down harder each time. His hand gripped my ass, while the other hand held my waist as I felt his dick stretching me out each time he lifted me and slammed me back down onto him. His chain slapped against his chest as he bit down on his lip while keeping eye contact with me. Give me a kiss, Wonder. Let me taste that tongue, he grunted, close to his peak, and I was already at mine. I held his face, sucking on his tongue while he went harder and the bench started to move. The bench, Mavi? Fuck that bench, he groaned as he held me tighter on the hips and lifted me one final time before he slammed me back onto him, and I exploded while holding onto his neck. I felt his body tense up as he released himself inside of me. Kissing his face, I looked at him. This wasn't what I expected when I came to say hi to you this morning. Wouldn't have had to get dick down in the sauna if you were in that bed last night. Don't let it happen again. His phone started to ring in his shorts, and I reached down to give it to him. Looking at the number, I could see him disassociating, which meant the call was about to have him on 10. I tried to move, and he kept me in place while he kissed my neck and answered the call. I'm inside my fucking wife, and you calling me, so this shit better be fucking...
Damn! Damn, do I need to let him know my business? Damn, why I want him to know what you're doing to me? Ooh, Menace.
Be fucking good, or when I finish, I'm kicking somebody's head off their shoulders. I kissed his shoulder as he continued on his conversation. I could never tell if the conversation went good or not because he was never pleased to be bothered. Duke was the only person he didn't go off on because there was a mutual respect, more like friends. Some of the security would tell Duke to relay a message because they knew he wasn't going to go off as much. Grabbing his watch, I looked at the time and whispered, I have to go and get ready. He held me in place while cradling the phone between his shoulder. When I felt him rising again, I quickly hopped off because he wasn't about to slut me out in this sauna while I had things to do. Why you running, Wonder? He called behind me, completely disregarding the conversation on the phone.
I mean, boy, you try to, like she said, try to act me like 304 in this freaking sauna. It's hot in there, too. Chill, boy. You got what you wanted.
The phone. I cannot be late for brunch, Mitchell. See you later, baby? He nodded as he smiled at me. Def gonna see you later, Mrs. Caselli. You keep calling me that, but I haven't seen no talks about us actually making it official. Don't you want to be married? Not worried about those niggas, Wonder. Clear your schedule tomorrow, okay? I paused. To get married? Yeah, I want to marry you. You still want to marry me, boo? He looked at me with that silly smirk that I loved so much. Not everybody got to see it, so I felt like it was reserved for only me. I watched as he pulled the phone from his ear and looked at it with disgust while putting it on speaker. Nigga, you just said fuck my marriage? What? The other man nearly hollered. Men's, I ain't never say no shit like that. I'm happy for you and Mrs. C. That shit is beautiful. Our marriage or her? He questioned. Fuck, men's, is this a fucking trick question? He leaned back. Depends. Answer it wrong, and I got a trick for your ass. The marriage? Answer it like we playing Jeopardy. What is the marriage? Ding ding. You good for now. He ended the call and turned his attention back toward me. I knew his men hated to see his ass coming because he kept their asses on their feet. I still want to marry you, Maverick. Tomorrow sounds so soon, though. Neither of us have anything to wear. And you acting like last minute matters to us. You about to be a Caselli.
Like, girl, give the program. He do things last minute. Like, after the day, he got the money. So money talks.
I'll have your shit in our room, Stevie. Don't you go back down to that other room. I have my stuff in there, I protested as he stood up, his dick still out and shorts around his feet as he shuffled over toward me. Why are you like this, Maverick? Backing me up into the corner, he leaned over me while staring into my eyes. I'll have them move it upstairs on the other side of the closet. After the toothpaste crash out, I don't know. Softly nibbling my lips, he grabbed my ass. Don't be in there strong-arming a damn toothpaste, and we won't have no problems. I stood on my toes, pushed my lips against his, and exited the sauna. See you later, crazy. 25. Stevie.
This will be the last chapter for this live, and then we're going to watch some shows. But, hey. But this book is good. Look. Hope you feel better. This book got me going. But that Menace is something else. He is something. He is something else. But the story is down to the wire. It's almost finished. So we almost finished. We almost there. He proposed and everything, girl. He proposed. Say the wildest thing, but he proposed and everything, and it was cute in front of the Mona Lisa. Figure bought up the whole museum. It was so nice. She broke her virginity. So no. Oh, yes, he did, girl. You heard it. His dick was out. Not the dick, his dick was out. He got the big one. Who dick was out. Yes.
Skylar and Estella both ran toward me when I stepped out the back of the truck. Duke held the door open for me, and I jumped out running toward them. We all hugged and spun around in a circle while saying how much we missed each other. Cora had invited Skylar to brunch, and since Estella was out of school today, she brought her along. I was so excited to see my cousin that I forgot to show her my ring and tell her everything. Wait, look! He proposed to me. Skylar smiled. I know, he told me. I gasped. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Stevie, I am not about to do this with you.
Yeah, why you keep saying no, girl? Girl, he told me already. Calm down. It is what it is.
She laughed as she took in the ring. Ooh, this ring has to be at least $1 million or more. I see why he got you in that damn tank and with Duke. We walked into Cora's building, and they granted us access up to her floor. He asked me in front of the Mona Lisa, shut the whole museum down for the day. Estella was pulling on her bag, so she quickly grabbed her tablet so she could get on the elevator and keep quiet. The whole museum? You've always wanted to go there, too. Did you get your selfie with Mona? Girl, no. I said fuck Mona when I saw him on his knee.
I know that's right. Mona Lisa got estranged. They said, I don't care about a fucking hoe anymore. And now, also Mona. I got proposed to. He got down his knees on that floor. You know, he don't like germs.
His knee?
Now, I know Mona said, what I been in for? I'm up here minding my business, being a monumental figure, and y'all up here figure cursing me out.
Skylar nearly screamed in the elevator. Everyone knew that Maverick was a germaphobe, so seeing him down on one knee in a public place was more romantic than the actual engagement. I looked around the elevator like it was more than just us three in it. He took it, Skylar. She gasped. I knew you were walking a little different, glowing a bit more. How was it?
Yes, the look is good. You got you walking your prepping your step differently. They got you cheese on the left and right with no tomorrow. I know that's right. You do extra pep in your step. You better switch those hips, girl.
I couldn't stop blushing as I told her how everything went, and she squeezed my hand, excited for me. We made our way down the hall to the only unit with double doors. Why am I so nervous to have lunch with her? Skylar whispered the closer we got to the door. Estella was behind us, too into her tablet to care where or who we were having lunch with. Cora is really cool, so down to earth. It's Zoya that scares me. Zoe is cool. You just have to get to know her more. She hates her brother. Skylar made a nervous face. Really? The dinner I hosted didn't go too well, and neither of them have reached out to the other. Landon has reached out to his brother, but Maverick is stubborn. Every time Landon tried to reach out, Maverick ignored him. It wasn't like he could just show up, because he made sure that security wasn't letting him in. He was angry, hurt, and pissed, all wrapped into one. For years, he carried the brunt of doing what he did to his brother's best friend, so Landon didn't have to carry it. To know the things he had done for his siblings and never asked for a thank you. He allowed them to resent him and make him out to be the bad guy when all he was doing was protecting them. It made me sad, and I wanted to hug him right now. I pressed the button, and we waited until we heard the locks and one of the doors swung open. Cora stood there with her curly hair piled into a tight bun, high-waisted, floor-wide-leg pants, heels, and a cropped shirt. Hey, I was wondering when you guys would get here. I'm Cora, Menace's sister, and yes, I am normal, most of the time. She laughed as she hugged Skylar. Who is this beauty here? She kneeled down until she was face to face with Estella. Stelly, Estella replied, and she pinched her cheeks, too smitten with her. Me and Skylar smiled at Cora, taking her in. You are the most beautiful doll I have ever seen. Do you like candy, Stelly? Estella's eyes widened as she shook her head. Yes. Cora stood up and held her hand out. Estella held her hand as she welcomed us into her condo, which was beautiful. It was full of black art and contemporary furniture. It was massive and cozy all at the same time, with huge floor-to-ceiling windows that showed the entire city. How she ever got anything done was beyond me, because the view was enough to keep me stuck all day. Her heels clicked on the bamboo wooden floors as she showed us around and pointed out certain pieces to me. I took in her space, pictures of her in college and on vacations. There were a few pictures of her in different countries with a white man. He was pretty consistent all throughout her home with the different pictures of him. Cora's home was night and day to her brother's home. It was warm, inviting, and lived in. You could piece her life together by the pictures and different things within her home. When it came to Maverick's home, you didn't know who lived there because there weren't pictures anywhere. As nice as his home was, it wasn't all that inviting because the art was there. However, there weren't that many pieces around. Your home is so damn fire, Skylar said, as she took everything in while Cora led us to the kitchen and dining area. Cora smiled. Thank you. I spent a lot of time trying to make it my own. These luxury condos are hard to make your own because they are so sterile. You've done an amazing job with it too. Doesn't feel like one of those places at all. Cora's condo in the city feels exactly like that. I believe he only sleeps there when he's not at Brewster Manor. She looked down at Estella. Can I pick you up, sweetie? Estella looked at her mother, and Skylar gave her a nod. Yes, please. Cora was so tickled by her and put her on the stool. She went around the counter and grabbed some candy from a dish on the back counter. We can sit in the living room until Zoya gets here. She finished in court not too long ago. She led us to the living room, and we both sat down. Have she and Maverick spoken? Cora hopped from the couch. Let me get you guys a drink. I watched as she walked around the counter. They won't speak, and it has always been like that. For years I would try, and it would be useless. Neither of them think they are wrong, and both go at it every time. Do you think she would come to our ceremony? Cora looked at me, shocked. Ceremony? What happened to the wedding? I sighed. I don't want a big, drawn-out wedding. My mom is no longer living, and I always imagined her being there to see me get married. Doesn't feel right. Skylar rubbed my leg. That doesn't mean you shouldn't have the wedding of your dreams, Stevie. Yes, I agree. My mom isn't here either, but I want to walk down the aisle to my forever one day. Right now, the pickings are slim, and every man is always intimidated when he finds out what I do. As your sister-in-law, I will be there to hold your dress and do whatever you need. For me, I don't want to have a huge wedding with people I don't know. I can respect your decision. When are you both thinking about doing it? I looked down at my shoe. Your brother said tomorrow. Tomorrow? Cora nearly hollered. Look, I just found out today too. She smiled. And you want to marry my brother? I know that this was a deal between the two of you. For Mav, this isn't a deal anymore. That man is in love with you. Might be obsessed, so I would be careful marrying his nutty ass. Baby, it takes a special someone to be with a man like Menace. You know he called me slow. You are acting a bit slow, Skylar, I snorted. Whatever. Worry about stealing grapes while your man is counting them. Both she and Cora fell out laughing when the door chimed. I'm going to need both of you to calm it down on Maverick. I gave them both the stink eye while Cora went to get the door. Skylar finished her drink. Are you really ready to be his wife? Is anyone ever ready to be a wife or a mother? No, but you kind of have to get ready or know that you are. Marriage isn't some game, Stevie. Skylar, I know that. Has any of this ever been a game to me? I'm not a virgin anymore, so you can't tell me what to do like I don't have experience. Just because you ride and dick the...
That's what I'm saying. Just because you just lost your virginity, don't act like you big and grown now, Gua. Because you had to been like that for a while. Shit, don't be feeling yourself.
I mean, you know everything, Stevie. We both had a brief stare down before we laughed, and she fell into me. This feels right. Maverick needs me, and I need him too. Sky, I promise I wouldn't do this if I didn't feel good about it. She held her hand out. That is all I needed to hear. If this is what you want to do, then I'm going to be right there behind you. Zoya rounded the corner with her work bag. Hey, Stevie and Skylar. She came over and kissed our cheeks before flinging her bag onto the table and plopping on the opposite couch. Tequila and honey and hold the lime, she told her sister, who went right into making her drink. Long day? The longest damn day in history, and the day isn't even over. I had court all morning and cleared my afternoon to be here, but sheesh. I'm not even supposed to say anything, but because she's not my client yet, I can say it. Gerald's parole officer is suing the city and has retained the firm to represent her. Skylar snorted. Was she not fucking him in return for letting him slide all over the damn country and out the country? Zoya accepted the drink from her sister and took it back. She was. They fired her because she had another parolee that she was doing the same thing with. Claims she hasn't slept with anyone and has only done her job. Gerald is sitting behind bars because of her. Fuck you mean? Skylar laughed, and I was trying to figure out the joke. Just be honest with yourself. You miss that man. I do miss running into him. Cora snickered. From what you told me about him, I think he and Maverick would get along. Zoya sucked her teeth. Too bad I don't really care about impressing my brother. He told me to get the fuck out of his life. House, Zoe, I corrected. It's the same thing, she shrugged. No one is saying that he isn't wrong, though. You just have to both be willing to sit down and talk about it. Zoya laughed. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I love you for him because I haven't seen that side of him, ever. I'm not about to pretend like me and Menace aren't like oil and water. Will you at least come to our ceremony? It would mean a lot to him if you were there. I gave up the argument of wanting them both to fix things. It would have to take them both to want to fix their relationship, and neither of them were in the space to do that. He never invited me. She's inviting you, Skylar added. Zoe, we have to be there for him. Maverick has always been there for us, no matter how he has felt. You told him that you wished he would die, and he showed up to your law school graduation with flowers and a brand new car for you. He's not always right, and he doesn't show us his feelings, but he does love us. And you kiss his ass because you are his favorite. Cora leaned forward and pointed her freshly manicured nail at her younger sister. No, I stick up for him because I know shit you have no idea about. I know the sacrifices that man has made and the trauma he has been through. Is he always right? No. But he fucking has come through for us when the rest of those Eatons could give a fuck about us. I remember when Mommy and Daddy died. You don't remember much, or maybe you don't care to, but I remember. You are always complaining about him changing our names without our permission, but don't know shit about his reasons. Neither you nor Landon know shit, but always got your fucking lips poked out. That confidence and big fucking personality you have is because that man showed you how to show up and never look weak to people. I sniffled, and everyone, including Estella, turned to look at me. You not being yelled at? The hell are you crying about? I just really love it.
Listen, she emotional bitch. She empathetic. She empathetically. Listen, she felt that. She felt that. She said, girl, I got you. I understand. Stevie is something else. Oh, that's so funny.
Really love that man. I'm sorry. I wiped my tears. And he took my virginity. Stevie, Skylar shoved me. What? We're all friends here, right? Zoya and Cora both looked at me and laughed. Oh, wow. You were really sent special for Menace. Usually, I wouldn't want to hear this because it's my brother. But yeah, go ahead and cry for your man. Cora smiled. Skylar held her shirt over her face, laughing. Stevie, I can promise you they didn't need to know that their brother took your virginity. In Paris, by the way.
Right, girl? Calm down. We know you got the duke. Like, come on, girl. Come on. Damn, she told everybody in the motherfucker. Even the sisters. They need to know all that.
And he proposed to me. Both Zoya and Cora jumped up when I showed them my ring. As in getting down on one knee and professing his love for you? I smiled widely. He did. Duke even recorded it for me to have. While they both held my hand, I grabbed my phone and showed them the video. While Zoya was trying to see, Cora took my phone and plopped down in the chair. Tears fell down her face as she watched the video. Damn, Kay, can I see the video too? You couldn't stand him a minute ago, Skylar added with a smirk on her face. Zoya stuck her middle finger up. Mind your neck and worry about why you've been staying the night with Corleone. All right, not too much in my business. Skylar quickly wanted to switch the subject when we got on her and Corleone secretly creeping on the low. Mama, Cor is calling. Estella showed her tablet, and Corleone happened to be FaceTiming her. You can answer. She got excited as she slid her finger across the screen. Stelly baby, he greeted soon as he saw her face. You can go down to the room on the left if you need more privacy, Zoya told her because Cora was still watching the video. She had crossed her legs and was all into it. Skylar took Estella, and they went to talk to Corleone in the next room. Cora swiped away a tear as she held my phone in her hand. Do you mind sending me that video and the pictures? I have pictures of everyone. Landon graduating from college the first time, then Zoya, but nothing with Maverick. He never smiles in pictures. He doesn't take them at all, Zoya added, and snatched the phone to watch the same video her sister had just watched. Anyway, seeing him speak how he feels about you, God, I never thought I would see the day. You really make him happy. And I can see that he makes you the same way. We both turned and watched as Zoya quickly tried to catch the tear that slipped down her face. What? I'm not heartless now. You both look so happy. The fact that he's wearing pants and not sweats. He did that all on his own. I've only seen him in sweats and suits, and he only wears suits when he has to. Cora smiled. Will you both come tomorrow? I know it would mean a lot to him that you are there. It would mean a lot to me, too. Aside from Skylar, I don't have any family. Cora switched seats and sat next to me, pulling my hands into hers. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Zoya smiled. The fact that you didn't run for the hills means you love him. I will move some things around and be there. Invite Landon, too. I know he's been trying to talk to Maverick, and he's not in the space to talk to him. And you see why I don't reach out, Zoya pointed to her sister. No excuses. I will call Landon tonight, and we will be there. I will move some cases I have and make sure I'm there. Cora, you need to be careful, Zoya warned her. I will make sure I am protected. But I am not missing my brother getting married. She looked at her sister. Thanks, guys. Zoya continued to watch the video, and I could see that she felt the same as her sister. Where Cora was easy to show her emotions, Zoya wasn't. They were the same person, just in different fonts. Zoya was the kind of person that didn't reveal her emotions, and she played hard. It would take a strong man to pull her out of this tough exterior that she put on. Don't mention it. The food should be here soon, and while we're waiting, I'm going to book you with my hair girl. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm going to my stylist. I told her, and she lowered her phone. Last minute? She's going to take me in. Always makes time to squeeze me in. I laughed because Cindy was going to kick my ass and hug me all at the same time. Well, all right. I wanted to host Thanksgiving this year, and I would like to do something away. It's always me, Skylar, and Estella, so I would like for us to do something. When is the last time you spent the holidays with Maverick? Zoya snorted. Not since I went away for college. I'm ashamed to admit it has been a long time. I sighed. I think it would be nice to do something as a family before the baby gets here. Cora and Zoya both gasped super loud. What? I'm going to be an aunt? Oh, I have to start shopping now. I'm going to...
Girl, we didn't even know you pregnant yet. Oh, we know he shoot the club up. We didn't know you pregnant yet. Don't be putting that in existence yet. You ain't going to the doctor yet.
Going to be Auntie Z, the fine, rich one. Zoya sat on the edge of her chair, excited like Cora. Well, the baby is going to have two fine aunts, because Auntie Kay is fine too, and she's rich too. I'm not pregnant, but you see how excited you were. Let's keep that same energy for spending the holidays together. Stevie, what the hell? Zoya tossed a pillow at me. I'm saying, we need that excitement. Cora shoved me and laughed. I can see what you mean, and I am down. My girls didn't plan anything for around there, so I am down to go anywhere. I guess I can come. Stevie, make sure your man is on his best behavior. I am not messing with him. Both of you be nice to each other, I smiled. I'm always nice, especially to Gerald, Cora teased. I was excited to spend more time with Maverick's siblings. The dinner ended horribly, and I had been thinking of a way to fix things between them. As his wife, I wanted him to become closer with them. He had kept himself away for so long. It was time for him to make fresh memories with them. Soon as I opened my eyes, I rubbed my baby's beard as he slept on me. This was an every night thing, and I couldn't imagine sleeping any other way. Every night after his shower, he would do his routine and then climb between my legs and lay on my stomach. I rubbed his beard as I hummed, or we talked about whatever was on either of our minds. Maverick always had some dark shit swirling around in his mind, so we both agreed we didn't need to discuss what he was thinking. For the most part, when I hummed and rubbed his beard, he was at peace. I was at peace, and I felt safe with him. He no doubt had a few screws loose. However, when he stared at me, it all made sense. Every confusing thought I had ever had about my life made sense once I stared into his eyes. I knew everything was going to be all right, and he would damn sure make sure of it. I was getting married today, and I thought I would be a nervous wreck. We both knew that this was the end game for us. I just never thought it would feel like this. Part of me expected that I would have to be dragged down the aisle to marry him. Neither of us thought we would fall in love with the other. Me and Maverick were opposites and not supposed to be attracted to one another. He was structured and I was chaos. I lived in my head and was carefree while he knew what he was doing for the next 3 years. This was never supposed to work between us, and who knew if it would? All I knew is that right now this was working for us, and as long as we both wanted to make it work, it would. I rubbed his head as he held me tighter. Maverick was someone a lot of people feared, and he had put fear into my chest when I first met him. Nobody got to see this side of him, including his own family. When he walked up to the 3rd floor, he was able to shed that tough exterior and just be Mavi with me. I was able to hold him like he needed and love him because he needed that too. I can hear your thoughts all the way down here, Wonder. His rough morning voice pulled me from my thoughts. How do you know that I'm thinking? He snorted. You wake up with thoughts, baby. Want to fill me in, or is this your quiet hour? We're getting married today. He looked up, resting his chin on my chest. Tell me if this isn't something you're ready for. Do you think I'm ready to be a wife? I questioned. I do. Are you just saying that because you need one? I giggled and pinched his nose while he continued to stare into my eyes. He kissed my stomach. I'm saying it because I think you are ready to be my wife. Forever ain't shit that I ever believed in until I met you. I want forever with you, and I want to take care of you. This house has never had love in it, and you came in and brought that shit with you. The staff loves you, Wonder. You brighten their day when you come down humming or giving them a canvas that your ass never finished, but got them looking at it like it's a deeper meaning to it. It is. Why are you being loud? 'Cause I heard you the other day talking about that canvas you half finished. Why you lie to Carmen like that? I laughed so hard my entire body was shaking. She said it was beautiful, and I messed up on it, so I gave it to her. He kissed my hands. Wonder, if you told me this was all too much for you, I would respect it as long as I don't lose you. I don't ever need no motherfucker but you. I need you. I held his face as he came closer and kissed my lips. I need you too, Mavie. You mean that shit? With my whole heart, baby. I have so much to do today, and that starts with going to the salon and then explaining to Alex that I'm getting married today. Bringing up a random man's name is a sure way to have me crash out, beloved. I laughed. He's a fake uncle that owns the store on my block. My mother made him promise to always look out for me, and he has. I've been keeping in touch via text message, but I know he's worried about me, like Cindy is. I get to meet this fake uncle? If he can get away from the store to come. I kind of told him last minute on purpose because I didn't want to hear the lecture. Means he cares if he has given you a lecture. I had to do this on my own, Maverick. When my mother was alive, I always relied on my mother to guide me. And then, when she passed away, I was so lost. When Skylar moved here, I relied on her guidance, even though she's younger than me. I felt lost for a long time. And this time, I needed to make this decision without anyone else's opinion. I had to form my opinion on my own, go with what my heart and gut was telling me. As much as I love Alex, he would have called me crazy and tried to convince me to do the opposite. What are your gut and heart telling you now, Wonder? I used my finger and brushed his lashes. My favorite thing about him. That you are the one for me. You give me the space to live in my head, but you also reel me in, too. I can never get too deep in my head before you're telling me that I'm thinking too loud. I giggled while my eyes filled with tears. I feel protected and safe with you, Maverick. I hope I make you feel the same way. He kissed my lips. They never had a woman make me feel the way that you do, Wonder. When I pull through our gates, I can't get up the hill quick enough because I know you are waiting for me. Coming home to an empty house was something that came with my life, and I never put much thought into it. I was lonely and craved someone who understood me, and not many do. I'm not even sure that you understand me, but you are patient with me. You don't try and make me someone that I'm not. Like I said, I need and want you. Can't see me not having you. I'm glad you're a thief, because we wouldn't have crossed paths. I'm not a thief, Mitchell. Wanda, you had Shorty putting my money in your account. I'm gonna go with you a partial thief. Oh, and baby, you don't gotta steal grapes no more. We got money to buy some. Anyway.
I know that's right, child. He ain't a square. He just like to share. Throw a couple of hundreds over here. Drop the Louis, drop the Louis, drop the Louis on my lap. I know that's right. Hey, 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 hey.
Wait, we may have crossed paths eventually when Skylar, Corleone, and Jeffy got married, or tried to get married. Either way, when they had a ceremony, I would have met you. That's too long for me. I need you now. Skylar acting slow, so who knows when that will happen. Maverick, I pinched him as he rolled over and pulled me on top of him. He wrapped his arms around me, and I rested my head on him. See you at the altar, Mitchell. Racing you there, Wanda. He kissed my head. After taking a shower and getting ready, me and Duke were on our way to Brooklyn to get my hair done. When Maverick said everything would get handled, he never lied. Green and Jeffy made sure I had shoes, a dress, and anything that I may have needed. They booked a hotel close to City Hall for me to get ready in, and all I had to do was get my hair and makeup done, which I was praying Cindy could squeeze me in and do it. When I mentioned moving the date because it was so last minute, Maverick was set on this date. Stevie Ray, you coming into this salon after I haven't seen you in God knows when and think I'm not going to whoop your ass? Cindy ran from behind the chair, crashing into my arms. Hey, Cindy. I held on to her as she squeezed the life out of me while cussing me out for showing up. My station was still set up for me, even though I hadn't paid my booth rent since I left for the Bahamas. Cindy was good like that, and she never held things over my head. I was going to miss working here with her. Look at this hair. Dry, and you need your ends clipped. She turned to look at Duke, who stood there. Baby, are you in some kind of trouble? I laughed. No, this is Duke. He is my security. Cindy continued to watch Duke, not understanding why I needed security. Why do you need security, Stevie? I allowed her to pull me over to her station, which was empty. Cindy only took walk-ins on Fridays, which is why I decided to show up this morning. The morning I was getting married to Maverick Caselli. She loosened my bun and started feeling through my curls with her mind going 1,000,000 miles per hour. Promise me that you won't freak out on me. I will not make no such promise. Little girl, tell me what you got yourself mixed in and why this big man is in my shop like you are the president. Honey, take a seat and grab you some water from over there, she told Duke. I'm straight. He continued to take his place near the door, watching me, and Cindy spun me around to face her. Stevie Ray, if you are in some kind of trouble, I have money to help you out of it. It's not much, but I got a boo that won't hesitate to lend me some change. Cindy was known to stay with a man that had some money. Rumor had it that this salon was bought with drug money because she was that girl back then. I promise I am not in any trouble anymore. What trouble were you in? Can we start with the good? She popped her hand onto her hip and stared at me, waiting for me to tell her. Go ahead and give me the good, Stevie. I'm getting married today. Cindy remained quiet as she searched my face. Are you doing drugs? What? No, I am getting married. Right, Duke? To him? She nearly hollered. Beloved, easy on me. Steve-O is old enough to nearly be my niece. I like my women seasoned. Feel me? He licked his lips and Cindy blushed. Am I interrupting something?
Oh, not the security guard making her blush. Not the security guard. You better do your. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Something here? Cindy turned her attention back to me. Who are you marrying, Stevie? His name is, I paused, correcting myself, Menace. There wasn't much out there on Maverick, including his real name. All you knew was that his name was Menace Caselli, never his full name. Some people didn't even know what he looked like because he moved in the shadows like a ghost. As his soon-to-be wife, it was my job to protect him. That last name, I've heard about it, Caselli. Where do I know that name from? I don't know, but that is who I'm marrying today. How does one go from a vacation to never coming back to work And now you're getting married. Stevie, this is me. What is going on? I sighed and ran down everything that went on.
Girl, you're going to ask a million one questions. Get the hair done. But girl, Stevie, answer her question so you get the done so you get married, girl. Because damn, she ain't stopping until you answer her questions. Like, hurry up.
It went on with Priscilla, and Cindy was so livid that she snapped the comb in her hand. I told you that bitch was no damn good. I've been around my fair share of bitches that don't mean you no good. Stevie, she could have gotten you raped and killed. Cindy paced the shop, and Duke reached over and handed her one of the waters that she tried to offer him moments before. She stood in front of him, facing me, and Duke swallowed her small frame up. If she had been behind him, you wouldn't have seen her. Cindy snatched the water bottle and opened it, taking a few sips. It looks bad, I know. Looks? The girl put you in a situation to almost lose your life. Then, if that wasn't enough, she offered you up to the man that kidnapped you in the first place. Thank God Skylar knew him, or you would have been dead. Men like that don't care if you take $1. They want your head. Jesus, I need to sit down. She plopped down in the chair and fanned herself. I felt stupid because everyone that I knew had been trying to warn me about Priscilla, and I refused to believe it.
Yup, I'm trying to warn you too, girl. You ain't knew me, but I was reading this story and I said, girl, she is no good. Putting money in your account and they will tell you where the hell it's coming from. Girl, that was so suspicious. But whatever, girl.
Being so desperate for a friend, I ignored red flags that someone normal would have noticed. I've always known how serious the situation was, even when I was in that warehouse for a week. No matter how nice Beans was to me, I knew that my life was hanging in the balance, and I could be killed at the end of everything. I know. Baby, I need you to use that head more and realize that every chick that is nice isn't your friend. That girl may have been nice, but she didn't give a damn about you. Not one bit. Yeah. She took a deep breath. And this Mania character? You are going to marry him because you want to or because he's forcing you? I giggled. His name is Menace, and I'm marrying him because I want to. Cindy, I am in love with him. Baby, how do you know this is love? He kidnapped you, then told you that you were going to marry him or that bitch and your father would die? How is it love? She could have left the first night she arrived, Duke answered. I've been with men for a while, and when he first laid eyes on you, I knew you were different. He paced the front of the house for an hour before walking in the first night you came to the house. If he wanted to kill you, he would have, and Skylar wouldn't have stopped that. I smiled as I looked at Duke. I know I love him.
I know that's like security girl. You better give it the figure act. You better give it the play-by-play. Chad, because she taking so long to do this hair.
Love him because my heart has never felt that way with anyone. I want to protect him, defend him, and love him all at the same time. I know he can protect himself, and he does very well. I feel like I have to. He actually sees me for the Stevie I am. I don't have to pretend around him, and you know how much I pretend around guys. Not him, Cindy. He accepts me for who I am, and he encourages it. He made his pool house into a studio for me, and he hates mess. I can see his body tense up with pain from the mess in there, but he likes to be near me, so he sucks it up. That's love. Cindy studied me from the chair and took a deep sigh. I have had my fair share of crazy stories from when I was younger and hanging my ass out in those streets, so I am not in the position to ever judge you. However, I want to meet this man and see who I am giving my baby girl away to. I smiled as she stood up and held her arms out, and I ran into them, hugging her. You can come to our ceremony, please. Child, I'm already mentally preparing how I'm going to run across town to change clothes. First, let's get this hair together, because I refuse for you to get married to that man with these split ends. She ran her hands through my hair, and I laughed. I've been roughing it out here. I can tell. You can go ahead and sit down and lock that door. I know you need to protect her, but you standing is bothering me. I got you, beloved. Cindy smirked as she got right to work, and Duke took a seat. I closed my eyes and put my headphones in to listen to my favorite song. 26.
All right, y'all. That was good. It's getting close to the end. But we're going to resume this again. I think next week or something like that. But yes, I'm about to get off of here and I'm going to head over to my Discord and watch some shows. But yes, this is getting good. She getting married to the guy. Menace Cassetta. This is a wild lie. He is too much, but she is just as much as for him. So it's a match made in heaven. But child, this is one of the crazy stories that you think you would never see that in real life, but in a book. That's a great thing about books. But yes, so don't forget, if you are behind the books, my channel has all the other ones from week 1 all the way to now. So you catch them in order. I've numbered each. This is number 6, so it's all unnumbered, so you can't miss it. And I'll be out of order. Check the title so you know the number of the book, and listen to it. I get my little commentary every now and then, and that's that. Till then, I'll see y'all next week. But I will be doing the Man to Man's Bell Collective of Traders review next week as well. I mean, I know I'll be pushing it back, but it's time to get it done. All right. Love y'all. See y'all soon. Peace out.